I don't normally endorse products, but I think I'll have to make an exception. Here we are at underarmour.com looking at men's undershirts. Why am I looking at men's undershirts? Well, apparently these can save lives. You don't believe me? Oh, ye of little faith.
One week ago, he was unconscious.
One week ago, he was unconscious. This clip was uploaded to YouTube on October 9th.
But this afternoon, Philip Orrick is walking the halls of a Las Vegas trauma center.
Orrick was shot last Sunday in the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Philip is a St. Paul native. He and his brothers played football at Concordia Academy. His father coached. He now lives in Vegas, and he posted these pictures with his girlfriend on Facebook from the Route 91 Music Festival minutes before shots rang out. Orrick was shot in the back. 58 people died that night, as well as a gunman, Stephen Paddock, who killed himself. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield spoke with Philip's brother, who just returned from his Vegas bedside. So how is Philip doing, Susan Elizabeth?
What's that?
Much better, Amelia. He is out of ICU, which is pretty unbelievable. He suffered major internal injuries. Phil's brother says it was a string of chance events, including the shirt.
I told you.
Similar to this one that he chose to wear that night, and that all helped him to
Can a shirt really save one's life?
survive.
What an amazing undershirt.
In Vegas. So did Ben Orrick's phone in Minnesota. It was
Where
his
can I
younger
get
brother's
one?
girlfriend, Allie.
Picked the phone up, I heard a bunch of yelling, and she started yelling, "Phil's been shot, Phil's been shot." I said, "Are you kidding?" No, and
We don't
I said,
see any
"Well,
undershirt
get him to the
here.
hospital,
Maybe it's underneath. Maybe we just don't see it.
So she was dragging him along.
They were able to find refuge in
Because he wouldn't be lying, would he?
a police cruiser. Phil and another gunshot victim were in the back seat.
The military guy hopped in on top of the two injured guys in the back of the cop car.
How was he in uniform? A military guy? Or did he introduce himself? Maybe he came from one of those black trucks we have spotted.
And put pressure on each one of them with each hand, and
Compression, everything is about compression.
the way they went, she said she looked over at the speedometer and they were 100 plus miles an hour down the highway, zooming in and out of traffic.
A doctor was waiting outside the hospital. Phil was one of the first to go into surgery.
I mean, everything kind of happened in perfect unison for him to not expire, because,
That reminds me, I've got a carton of milk in the fridge that has expired.
a lot of people had the same injuries as him and they just couldn't get help.
One of the things that helped save Phil that night was the tight-fitting undershirt he chose to wear, coincidentally labeled Under Armour. It compressed his bleeding.
Yeah, doctors
It compressed his bleeding.
said that shirt
oh my
was like
God, what a load of shit.
a big part of him not bleeding terribly, bleeding out pretty much,
Bleeding out. Okay, let's think about this. How tight was this thing? I mean, it was so tight it actually compressed his wound. Okay, if a shirt is that tight, then I'm sorry, then it's too small. It must have been very uncomfortable, and he would have looked like a fucking idiot. Don't you get images in your head when you hear this?
Sunday, Phil got to see his kids for the first time.
He got to see his kids for the first time 1 week after Sunday. Here he is, sitting up in this chair with both children in his lap. What was his injuries?
He still has a bullet lodged in his lung.
A bullet lodged in his lung. Oh, not him too.
He lost a spleen.
A spleen? How many does he have?
and part of his colon.
And part of his colon. Sitting in a chair 1 week after with both children on top of him. Yeah.
But
right.
he did not lose his life.
Everything
No, he did not lose his life. Or he did not expire. That's the word. He did not expire.
kind of happened
He did just
perfectly.
Life.
Everything kind of happened.
he almost laughed there, didn't
His
he?
life.
Everything kind of happened.
Sounds like it.
Did not lose his life.
Everything kind of happened perfectly along the line to, allow him to make it, because, a lot of them didn't.
There are actual people who believe this bullshit.
The York
Oh,
family says they are very thankful for all the prayers
Go
and well wishes,
fund me.
people offering to donate money
I
to them.
almost forgot
They say their
this.
hearts break for the families who lost the ones that they loved that night, like Minnesota single dad.
but this is not to GoFundMe for this guy. This is for
Steve Berger. In fact,
Steve
New
Berger.
York say that they are turning down any
I think he was
donation
one
that
who
they may get. They're
supposedly
asking
died.
people instead donate to Steve Berger's children.
yeah, donate to these idiots instead. Please do.
If you'd
Do you have the link?
like to help out, we've got a link on WCCO.com.